have you ever stopped to think about what it truly means to break every limit of body and soul? In Saint Seiya, there's one moment that defines it completely when Seiya faces Hades, the god of the underworld, and surpasses barriers that seemed unreachable, even for an Athena saint. The stage was darkness and despair. The underworld was already dominated by Hades' overwhelming aura, and the gold saints, as powerful as they were, had already fallen. Only a faint glimmer of hope remained, the young bronze saints. And among them, Seiya, the boy whose stubbornness had always been his greatest weapon, stood before the most feared enemy of all. Hades wasn't like the others. Strength alone wasn't enough. His presence corroded courage, drained hope, and made every breath feel as heavy as lead. And in that abyss of fear, Seiya chose to rise. His cosmo burned brighter than ever before. Every punch, every fall, every wound only seemed to fuel his determination. That same boy who once fought in tournaments for simple glory now stood as the last wall between humanity and absolute destruction. And then came the moment when everyone held their breath. Seiya, before the power of Hades, shattered all limits, not just physical ones, but spiritual as well. His cosmo transcended logic, as if the very universe itself was answering the cry of his soul. And here, let me take this adrenaline-filled moment to tell you about something else that also breaks limits, but in the real world. The PlayStation 5 Digital Edition Next Generation console. A true leap between worlds, with stunning graphics and insane speed that throw you straight into the action. If Seiya broke the barrier of the impossible on the battlefield, this console breaks the barrier of immersion in gaming. Back to the fight. When Seiya's cosmo rose above everything, it was as if Athena, the gold saints, and even the stars themselves were with him. This wasn't just a battle, it was sacrifice. It was total surrender. His body no longer responded, but his will burned like an eternal flame. The impact against Hades was like thunder tearing through the darkness. It wasn't just brute force. It was the embodiment of what Saint Seiya has always taught us, that the power to fight for something greater than ourselves is what truly breaks the chains of the impossible. And notice the detail. Even wounded, even near death, Seiya's gaze never lost its shine. It was the gaze of someone who had already accepted his fall, but would never allow the enemy to win as long as a single breath of cosmo remained in him. This moment is not just about fighting, it's about overcoming. It's about proving that determination can shine even in the darkest place. Seiya didn't just defeat Hades in that instant, he defeated his own limits, his fears, his human fragility. That's why this scene is so memorable, because it's not just about a saint facing a god. It's about all of us. When life throws obstacles that seem insurmountable, Seiya shows us that even when everything is lost, there's still a flame waiting to be ignited if only we believe. And maybe that's why, even today, when we remember that battle, we still get chills, because it's not just nostalgia. It's the reminder that somewhere inside us, there's also a cosmo waiting to explode. So let me ask you, if you were standing before the impossible, would you have the courage to break all limits? Or would you accept defeat before even trying to fight?